Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, the Titans of weather bring the rain. Geek Out, Sundays at noon on the Weather Channel.
On your mark, get set, travel!
Yeah, more than 46 million Americans are hopping on planes, trains, and automobiles and buses to head home for the turkey dinner with all the trimmings. But first, they'll have to fight through a nasty weather smorgasbord being dished out by Mother Nature.
It's half past the hour here as Weather Center Live rolls on. What you missed there was me announcing the travel like this, and I was hitting Alex Wallace in the face. I'm Kate Parker.
And I'm Alex Wallace here. And to tell you, we do have dangerous weather to talk about this weekend as well. Numerous spots are in the danger zone. Severe weather, threat for tornadoes, that's one of the top stories.
Yeah, we've also got another couple, including that threat for ice. We've already gotten some words out of Grand Rapids that we do have some ice on the roads there and even some accidents being reported. And in western New York, flood threat due to that melting snow. Oh yes, that's gonna be a problem. Coming up this half hour with this week's record-breaking snow event in New York, you're starting to hear a lot about these two words, global warming.
Yeah, so as folks in the Buffalo area begin to dig out this weekend, well, we're going to dig into that controversial topic this morning.
Yeah, and the flakes may have stopped falling and the huge piles of snow remain in the Buffalo area.
Now, residents racing to get the snow off their homes as the threat for flooding increases.
Yeah, our Reagan Medji is live in Aurora right now. Good morning, Reagan. How are homeowners getting rid of all that snow and ice?
Well, we're going to get to that. But before that, we're going to get to, I have no mix minus, so I'm going to throw that out of my ear real quickly. We're going to take a live look at the dash cam because we were supposed to get off of Route 400. And this is a very important thing I want to make mention to our viewers. Route 400 in western New York connects where we had been in East Aurora all the way up to Buffalo. The issue here is that the on-ramps are closed. You'll see some blinking lights to the left and to the right. That line right there ahead, those are people trying to get on into the town of Aurora and East Aurora, South Wales. They can't. So the 46 million Americans who are going to be traveling for Thanksgiving, if you're starting today, good luck. The municipalities, the reason why these off-ramps are closed is because the municipalities are working feverishly to clear the roadways and the local roads because there are travel bans in the local municipalities. So that's what they're dealing with here. And we made a good point. What are the people doing but inside? So we did a little look around the town, and we're going to show you exactly how people are, what they're doing to get rid of all that snow. As the temperatures begin to rise, the snow is starting to melt. Communities, they're taking action, making sure that their storm drains are clear so their blocks don't flood. As communities throughout western New York are dealing with feet of snow and just had to dig out from it, another danger is on the horizon. Rain is expected for the area, and now that's a new concern for homeowners and their rooftops. The snow covered roads throughout the region and even forced a ban on driving since Tuesday. But then after days of digging out, major highways like this one are finally back open. All right, I'm getting cued right now. I'm having some problem with my IFB. So here's a live look at the dash cam. We were headed on Route 400 south. We're now turned around going up north. We did get off of Route 400 at the end of it, but because the on-ramps are closed, we're kind of in a pickle right now trying to get off. But they are working feverishly, Department of Transportation, to clear those on-ramps and off-ramps so drivers like us will be able to get into the town centers for Thanksgiving. So it's an active scene here in western New York as this snow removal continues. continues. Rain is expected, and now all eyes are on the possibility of flooding in the area. Governor Cuomo has everything in line for that, sandbags, boats, if there has to be a rescue. Guys, back to you.
All right, Reagan, bringing us all kinds of new information, hustling out there to get us the latest details from that snow and the fact that it's melting. Now let's get you the latest details on the ice that's currently falling. Freezing rain going to be a major problem in the upper Midwest. In fact, take a look at what's happening right now in Grand Rapids. We are getting reports from Kentwood of ice on the asphalt that has accumulated, and it does look like there are several accidents that have been reported due to the icy roads. Now you start getting the ice on tree branches, then those tree branches fall, and you get all kinds of problems with power outages. Fortunately, this is a quick-lived event. It's not going to be long-term. In fact, you're already transitioning into rain in Grand Rapids, so that freezing rain not going to last too much longer there. If you take a look at Detroit, you're in this ice for a while. You're going to be seeing that accumulate a little bit longer. You've got a ways to go because you're only at 28 degrees. You need to get back to 32. Columbus, you're in the icy conditions as well. The freezing rain hitting that warm layer aloft and then coming back down, hitting that cold layer down the surface of the earth, and that's whenever you get it accumulating on windshields, on roads, on just about everything. So there's the freezing rain advisory. It's from Wisconsin all the way into Pennsylvania. You have the risk of seeing some of those icy conditions today as that comes down. In fact, tracking this off toward the east, it's what tomorrow we are talking about New York and Pennsylvania. Actually, it's later on today that we see some more of that icing. Alex?
All right, Kate, well, we're going to take it live to Norman, Oklahoma. This is a view of the campus here on the University of Oklahoma. And, well, one of the spots that's under the gun for some heavy downpours and some thunderstorms. We also have the threat for severe storms that's ramping up across the south. Looks like it's generally going to be staying south of you there in Norman. But I tell you, you've already been dealing with some thunder boomers moving on through this morning. But let's talk about the rest of our weekend here in this storm threat because it exists out there for us. Now, again, farther north is where we're finding the stormy conditions now. Nothing severe, but downpours and some lightning strikes generally south of Oklahoma City. The area we're most concerned with, though, will be a little bit farther south and a little bit later today. Waco, Texas, San Antonio, Austin, Torcon values in these three cities in the 3 to 4 range. So about a 34 to 40% chance of a tornado within a 50-mile radius of those spots. So here we are today. Anywhere in the red, that's the zone of severe north. General thunderstorms to contend with. Then we'll progress on into tonight. We'll see that area of red slide a little bit farther south and east to New Orleans. You'll be watching very closely for your threat for some of those stronger storms. And we aren't done because tomorrow we have that risk into the rest of the deep south. Kate?
Well, with record snows, a lot of you have been asking, what about global warming? So we've sent out Dave Malkoff on the job of answering that question.
It's unbelievable. It just keeps dumping on us.
The people of Buffalo are used to this.
This is our vehicle. This is how much it snowed on our four-wheel drive pickup.
But this is one for the record books. Parking lots and neighborhoods frozen until the plows arrive. So, how in the world could this happen in the middle of global warming? Stephen Colbert put this out to the Colbert Nation. Global warming isn't real because I was cold today.
While it's very cold here in the U.S., the globe as a whole is at record warm levels.
Now we're going to try to get as much snow off the roof as we can.
This guy's roof started cracking under all that heavy snow. Turns out the warming is happening much faster up here at the North Pole.
Understand that the entire globe works as one system, so it's not just one event.
That's correct.
Well, I'm Jennifer Francis, and I've been studying the Arctic my whole career.
Dr. Francis has been watching the ice melt away at the top of the globe.
It's warming much, much faster than the areas farther south.
Her latest research suggests when the North Pole heats up, the jet stream starts to act funny, sometimes locking extreme weather in place.
Last winter, the jet stream got locked into place. It stayed in a very extreme pattern for months on end. Now, that's not necessarily going to be the case this winter, and I don't think it is going to be. In fact, this weekend, we're going to get a bit of weather whiplash. We're not sure why the jet stream has been so badly behaved the last 15 years, but one of the leading theories is that loss of Arctic sea ice might be to blame.
Not everyone agrees with our take on how the Arctic is affecting the jet streams. You know, Mother Nature is providing some excellent examples of the kinds of things we expect to see, but there's still a lot more work to be done.
Expect the unprecedented. That's kind of my watchwords for the future.
Dave Malkoff, The Weather Channel.
Well, a lot of you are heading out and traveling this week, so we're talking to a travel expert coming up after your local on the 8s.
That's right. We're going to find out exactly when the best and worst times are to travel and what you can avoid, what you can do to avoid some travel problems.
Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Phyllis. Phyllis is headed to a science conference, so she's not thinking about tires right now. But if she were, all she'd need to know is TireRack.com. She could view the complete selection of Continental tires at TireRack.com. Then she'd have the confidence to drive safely in any weather. But Phyllis isn't thinking about tires. Phyllis is thinking, well, I'm not really sure, but it's probably important. TireRack.com. Find, deliver, install.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Get 100 count clear or multicolor incandescent lights for just $1.88.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do. You seem nice.
I love my Meta Health Bars because when nutritious tastes this delicious, I don't miss the other stuff.
New Meta Health Bars help promote heart health. Experience the Meta effect with our new multi-health wellness line.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around, no more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
So here's the story of Lancaster. The year is 1890. Milton Hershey has a killer recipe for caramel. Flash forward, Milton's recipe is reimagined into buttery, rich, smooth, surprisingly soft creams. It's Lancaster. It's caramel reimagined.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keeffe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. And reach. Toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim in just 4 days.
4 days?
Yep.
See why speed matters at Aflac.com.
Phil, what happened to you?
Oh, it's Black Friday. It's crazy. Saved hundreds. How'd you make out?
Well, I slept in and saved thousands.
There's a more civilized way to do Black Friday. Why save hundreds when you can get a check for thousands during the Buick Black Friday sales event? Now make your best deal on a Buick sedan in stock the longest and get cash back for 20% of the MSRP. That's nearly $8,000 on this LaCrosse. Hurry, this offer ends December 1st.
Welcome back. You're taking not a live look, you're taking a live look at me here, and behind me you can see some planes. This one being de-iced. That's what you're looking at there. Places like Chicago this morning getting a little bit of that freezing rain. This de-icing, though, is important because the holidays and holiday travel are here, and the airlines and airports will be battling all kinds of winter weather, including the ice and snow. So Sam Champion explores the wow behind the weather in today's Brainstorm.
When ice
forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a half an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25+ miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship. Sam Champion, The Weather Channel.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. But we need to see where we're going to need possibly some of those de-icers today and what your travel looks like as we get into this very busy travel week. Let's head over to Alex Wallace.
Yeah, let's do it here. And if you are traveling here at this time, most of the nation, there's that magic of TV, planes flying into the studio. Actually looking pretty good here across the country. Green dots, that means delays are none. So we've got that on the West Coast, through the middle of the country, to the East Coast as well. Now, that may change a little bit later today. We're bringing a little bit more rain here to the West Coast. San Francisco could be a spot with the clouds hanging low and some of the rain. Also, into the middle of the country, Southern Plains, Texas. Showers and storms, we'll see those bubbling up a little bit more later today. Some of those could be strong to even severe, and that could slow you down. Places like Dallas, down towards Houston, and eventually, tonight into tomorrow, we'll watch places like New Orleans. So we're really ramping up the travel season here for us as we get towards closer to the holiday, and the weather could be a bit of an issue for us. Kate?
Yeah, it could be an issue. In fact, let's talk about the changes that are going to happen with this Thanksgiving travel, because they are a brewing. What's going to happen as we get into Wednesday and Thursday? We get another low that develops over the Great Lakes. This is going to be the catalyst for pulling down some cold air and some snow showers through the upper Midwest. But what about the East Coast? That's a little bit of a bigger question that we have going on. Could we have some travel trouble for Wednesday and going into Thanksgiving? It's a real possibility. What we're expecting to happen is this low develops just off the coast of the Carolinas, but the question becomes, where does it head after that? Do we see it head on this course a little closer to shore, or does it go a little farther out to sea? Big differences in the forecast depending on what happens here. So if it tracks closer to the coast, we're going to see some pretty significant snowfall amounts along I-95. Anywhere up in the Northeast, you could be seeing some pretty decent snowfall, some heavy snow showers at times. If it goes a little farther here away from the coast, that's where you're going to be seeing a lot less snow. In fact, things will be pretty decent. So this is what the forecast looks like for now. Understand that there is some wiggle room there. It looks like Wednesday we will see some of that snow going into Wednesday night. We'll see a mix of rain and snow right along the coast, and then farther to the west, you're going to get a lot more in the snow category, and that includes the upper Midwest. That includes places like Michigan through Indiana, heading into Ohio and Pennsylvania for Thanksgiving Day. It does look like snow showers are pretty likely for you. Alex?
All right, well, we would certainly love to hear and see what's going on with your holiday travel. Now, if you're stuck at the airport in a traffic jam, or if it's smooth sailing, we want to know about it. Grab your phone, shoot some video, and make sure you're shooting horizontal. Then text holiday travel to 95577. That's one word, holiday travel to 95577. We'd love to share it with our viewers, both on air and online. And of course, we got the snow in the western New York piling up. So what does it all mean out there, and how much water does it hold? Well, we'll compare it next.
At Panera Bread, our hearty all-natural turkey chili is back in season. Slow cooked with turkey raised without antibiotics. Tart tomatillos, chilies, carrots, edamame, and more. The savory spice of the chili pairs perfectly with the black bean hummus and the fresh crunch of Napa cabbage blend in our Southwestern chicken flatbread. And it all comes together in a You Pick 2 made just for you. Only at Panera Bread.
Warm up with Panera Bread's Southwestern chicken flatbread with all-natural turkey chili.
Each year, 17 billion toilet paper tubes are thrown away. Enough to fill the Empire State Building. Twice. Toss the tube for good with Scott Naturals Tube Free.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This fall, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It will all start with the weather.
The weather's too important to cover in a few minutes.
It's starting to intensify.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See the weather like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness history as NASA launches the spacecraft that will take astronauts to Mars. Visit tourksc.com for launch viewing tickets.
Black Friday deals are here early, which means it's time to start saving on Christmas decorations at Lowe's. Hurry in now for 15% off all Christmas inflatables and $1.99 100-count holiday living lights. Don't miss out on the year's best deals at Lowe's.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything we sell at LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee of satisfaction. So while they keep guessing what's inside, you can rest assured that they can always take it back or replace it. That's just how we're made. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import.
The journey to Mars begins Thursday, December 4th, 7:05 a.m. at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Witness...
Attention users of the blood thinner Xarelto.
If you took Xarelto and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, or if a loved one died from internal bleeding, call the Goldwater Law Firm.
If you or a loved one took this drug and were injured, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you took Xarelto and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, or if a loved one died from internal bleeding, call 1-800-887-4488. That's 1-800-887-4488.
Hey, Matt, what's up?
Just looking over the company bills.
Is that what we pay for internet?
Yep, DSL's about $90 a month.
That's funny. For that price with Comcast Business, I think you get like 50 megabits.
Wow, that's fast.
Personally, I prefer slow internet. There is something about the sweet, meditative glow of a loading website.
Don't listen to the naysayer. Switch to Comcast Business today and get 50 megabits per second for $89.95. Comcast Business, built for business.
6704 for a free buyer's guide. That's 1-800-805-6704.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9, premiering December 7th on the Weather Channel.
After nearly 80 inches of snow in Hamburg, New York, getting around is pretty tough. Cars are just not a possibility right now, but snowmobiles are. And this couple is making their way to town around town thanks to their machine there. So they've had quite a bit of trouble, but we're kind of looking ahead now, Carl. We're trying to get out the door and to those Thanksgiving plans.
Yeah.
Are we going to see some snow problems?
Well, that's a big question. You know, a couple of things that we look for in the modeling. One is how consistent are the models themselves from run to run,
Right.
and the other is how much agreement is there between the models. In this case, we've got none of that. The models are all over the place. They don't agree with each other. They're not consistent from run to run. So
Our favorite.
So I'll show you what we've got right now. Now, the GFS model has actually been more consistent about the idea of not much occurring on Wednesday, on that very big travel day. So you've got all this rain that's coming up through the southeast in the GFS model's estimation, and it moves into the Carolinas, affecting the 95 corridor in the Carolinas, but then slides offshore Wednesday night and into Thursday, and so is of little consequence after that point. Obviously, that would be ideal for travel. Now, the European model, which is a very good model. We say this all the time. It often outdoes the GFS. Not always, but it often does. And the European model showing a much stronger low that tracks much closer to the coast and has got some cold air available. So that blue line right there is the surface freezing line, and that's a very rough proxy for where the rain and snow is. It actually would occur in this model's estimation a little farther to the east relative to that surface freezing line. So in this scenario, we'd be talking about snow breaking out along 95 there and to the west of 95, and that would be during Wednesday, that huge travel day right in the megalopolis. And then east of 95, it would be rainy and it would be very windy too right along the coast. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we'd be talking about a fair amount of snow across parts of New England. Now, again, the models have not been necessarily consistent run to run, and they completely disagree with each other. So we've got a lot to figure out between now and that time, and of course we'll continue to follow the progress of the models through then. Now, let's look back at what happened in Buffalo. Unbelievable storm. This may end up being one of the greatest lake effect snowstorms in western New York history. Widespread totals of 6 to 7 feet of snow and a tremendous amount of weight along with that. Now, what we're going to see in the next couple of days is a big warm-up, milder air coming back up into the lakes, and along with that, we've got rain on the way, and that is a problem because that is going to add water to that snow that continues to sit on the roofs and is already so heavy. So let's talk about how much water is already in the snow that's on the roofs. And when you figure that we had 88 inches of snow on the high end there in New York, if you were to melt that down, then you'd come up with about 5 inches of water. And in 5 inches of water, there is a tremendous amount of weight. And we may be adding an inch of rain to that. So adding an inch of water to that, that is going to be an issue, and it's going to put additional stress on the roofs in the next couple of days. That rain coming in late tomorrow and early Monday. Back to you, Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Carl. Incredible stuff indeed. And it's just incredible amounts of snow out there. It's almost hard to put your mind around it. So we'll try to sort of bring it back down to the basics to show you just how much we saw. In and around the Colesville area in New York, we picked up 88 inches of snow. That's incredible. Well, we've got Big Bird here. I think we're all familiar with Big Bird, right? Big Bird actually 8 feet tall. Well, the amount of snow in that area, almost covering Big Bird, 7 feet 4 inches there. So Big Bird just getting his eyes over all of the snow we saw there in Colesville, New York. Now, all the snow around the Buffalo area as well. We saw quite a bit, 4 feet of snow. In fact, there were quite a bit more in some spots, but typically around the area about 4 feet. That's over 450,000 acres of land there for you there. And you know what? We do the math and you sort of put that into how many gallons of water. Well, let me check my commas here. 32,695,639,641 gallons of water. That's a lot. That equates to about 50,000 Olympic-sized pools just in that area. Just unreal, the amount of snow that we saw. Well, Thanksgiving, it's next week, and when are you heading out of town? Well, we've got a look at some of the best and worst days to hit the roads.
today. Windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, scattered showers or thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When the rain and 50 degrees comes on top of 6 to 7 feet of snow, we may have some problems.
Weather whiplash as Western New York braces for frightening new impacts from this week's epic lake effect snow. Our Reagan Medji's there live this morning with how communities are preparing for this emerging threat.
Be ready to take cover immediately if you hear tornado sirens in your neighborhood this weekend. 35 million people from Texas to North Carolina at risk for tornadoes and other severe weather. The fuse being lit today with torcons of 4 already up for Houston and San Antonio.
All of this spells big trouble for the more than 46 million Americans heading home for the Thanksgiving dinner with all the trimmings. Now we're here helping you steer around travel trouble as you hop on those planes, trains, and automobiles right here, right now on Weather Center Live. Well, the Thanksgiving travel rush underway this weekend, and wouldn't you know it, we've got just a smorgasbord of bad weather that awaits us in the eastern half of the nation. Welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Kate Parker. We have 3 big weather stories this weekend before Thanksgiving as you're trying to get out and travel. The first being the severe weather. This is a major risk today. It starts in Texas. That's where we're going to see those severe storms start to fire up. Today into tonight, it does spread a little farther to the east, but 20 million people involved under that threat. Now let's go a little farther to the north, where right now freezing rain is coming down. That has led to freezing rain advisories that stretch from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania, affecting a population of 40 million people under those freezing rain advisories. That's all the way through this afternoon. And then look at this. As if Buffalo didn't have enough to deal with this epic snowfall, now we have the threat of flooding as that snow starts to melt and we get rain on top of that, so it's going to be a lot of trouble. Let's start with that severe weather, Alex.
Let's do it. And we've been tracking some storms already this morning across parts of the southern plains. That would include you here in Norman, Oklahoma. Here's a view of the campus of the University of Oklahoma. Heavy rain and thunderstorms. In fact, you can see on the lens there sort of getting glossed over by some of those raindrops that are falling. Now, there is the threat for severe storms. That's going to ramp up, but it's going to be a little bit farther on off towards your south there. We're talking getting down into parts of Texas and eventually along a good chunk of the Gulf Coast. So this is all going to happen for us as we head through our weekend. There's the stormy weather right now. You can see Wichita Falls northbound here just south of Oklahoma City. You see a bit of a line of storms about to work its way along that 35 corridor with it against some heavy rain as well as some of the lightning. Now, later today, we turn our attention a little bit farther south. Torcon values here for us in Waco, San Antonio, and Austin in that 3 to 4 range. So we're in that 30 to 40% chance, a risk of seeing a tornado within a 50-mile radius of these cities. Main threat time frame later this afternoon and as we get in towards our evening there. So what's happening and why are we dealing with this? This disturbance that's been diving in. It pretty much moved from the west coast now into Texas, helping to draw moisture in. That's flowing in from the Gulf of Mexico. You'll notice it's a lot muggier out there across parts of Texas and into Louisiana. So that's going to be the fuel necessary for some of these storms to get going, and they will do so today in that red shaded area. The green spots, there'll be some thunderstorms, but should stay below severe limits. Tonight we watch from San Antonio, Houston towards New Orleans. If we don't stop there, tomorrow we work in the rest of the Deep South. Kate?
All right, Alex, now we go to that epic snowfall in western New York. In fact, we're going to West Seneca, where Reagan is right now. Reagan, I see a lot of snow, and it looks like people shoveling behind you.
That's right. So we're going to give you a look at the enormity of the snowstorm. If you can see right behind me, you got a guy over there ready to dig out and digging out his home and his car. Then we have somebody over here. Look at the snow just starting to fall off of the rooftop. And now we're going to go back here. If somebody actually digging themselves out, we're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's go to the next. We're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's go to the next. We're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's go to the next. We're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's go to the next. We're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's go to the next. We're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's go to the next. We're going to have to be very careful. Like I said, 20 million people involved under that threat. That's just the beginning. Now let's it's ice all over. So I don't know if my photographer is going to be able to get this far. He doesn't have to come this far. I'm now joined by Mario. So Mario, tell me, what is it like to have to dig out from all of this?
I can't even fathom. This is just incredible. I've never seen this before in my life.
Have you lived here your whole entire life?
I've lived in Buffalo, but in West Seneca over the past 14 years, this has just been the absolute worst. I witnessed the blizzard of 77 here, and this just surpasses it.
Now we have heard that. Also, behind you, we see your kids up in the window. You see all that snow up there. Is there any concern about your rooftop? Because you're talking about that it's going to rain now. It's only going to get heavier on the roof.
There is, but at this point, what could I possibly do? I mean, try to get up there is going to be dangerous. I don't want to get up there. I mean, I'm going to let it go. There's nothing else I can do. Structurally, I know my house is sound. You know, we built it, but I just don't know. I don't know what could happen.
So now here you have, if you want to walk back with me a little bit, here you have, this is your RV, and it's covered, oh, look at that, in ice and then snow. And then we have, what kind of car is this?
My wife's SUV. It's her.
An SUV?
Yeah. It's completely covered in there. I can't even get it out. I'm trying to.
Let's see what it looks like. Here, you stay right there. This is her SUV. And this is what they're going to have to deal. This is what they have to dig through. It's just packed in there. And here's the car. But good luck getting it out. So this is West Seneca. This is part of Western New York that was just inundated with all the snow. And now rain this afternoon. Back to you guys.
Reagan, yeah, once that temperature goes up, you start getting that ice melt and you start, it is going to be trouble there. So that flood warning is in place. Let's go ahead and talk about the icy start to the Midwest this morning, because as temperatures warm up behind some of this, you are going to see a little bit of relief, but in some spots, not the case. Grand Rapids, you are now into more of a rainy mix, but before we were under freezing rain, and the reason, and that has caused some problems. We're talking about ice on asphalt from that freezing rain, and in fact, we've had several reports of accidents in and around Kentwood. Lansing right now, your rain, you're not freezing rain. That's good news, but freezing rain obviously incredibly dangerous, because any surface that it hits, it's going to freeze on contact, including roads, your windshield, any tree branches, anything you've got, it's going to freeze. Now it's moved into Columbus, but here's that rain line. You can see it transition into green. Eventually you're going to move into some better conditions. Detroit, you've been icy for a while. That freezing rain still coming down there. Cleveland, you got a bit of that icy mix, but once that temperature gets back above freezing at the surface, you are going to see a little bit of improvement there. There is that freezing rain advisory. It has, for the most part, been dropped. Davenport, you were under it. That's good news out to the west, but the farther east you go, you're still under that, and that includes even portions of New York and Pennsylvania. Farther east as we get later into the morning hours into this afternoon. In fact, let's go ahead and time it out. Chicago, no freezing rain threat left because you're back in the rain. Detroit, you eventually will be as well.
Introducing Nexium 24-Hour. Finally, the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
I got the one.
Oh, no.
Fitting the tree through the door? That's feast-worthy. So celebrate with the KFC Festive Feast. A bucket of the world's best chicken, our famous sides, biscuits, and our new pumpkin cake. The KFC Festive Feast. Perfect for all those holidays between the holidays.
It's just not the holidays until the lights come on. So stop by your neighborhood Ace for select lights on sale for $5.99 and $17.99. Make Ace your holiday connection.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9, premiering December 7th on the Weather Channel.
I've been out there most of my life. You name it, I've hooked it. But there's one that's always eluded me. Thought I had it in the blizzard of '93. Never even came close. Sometimes I actually think it's mocking me. What?
Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do.
You seem nice.
Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around, no more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
Musical chairs. Fun, right? Well, not when your travel rewards card makes it so hard to get a seat using your miles. That's their game. The flights you want are blacked out, or they ask for some ridiculous number of miles. Honestly, it's time to switch to the Venture card from Capital One. With Venture, use your miles on any airline, any flight, anytime, no blackout dates. And with every purchase, you'll earn unlimited double miles. From now on, no one's taking your seat away. What's in your wallet?
The warming will bring melting. Melting will bring water. Water will bring floods.
This weekend, a new threat is emerging in the wake of this week's epic lake effect snow in western New York.
Yeah, the flood threat just one of many problems homeowners are facing. People are also scrambling to clear as much as 7 feet of snow from the roofs of their homes.
Clearing that snow, a dangerous and back-breaking job. Joining us now live on the phone is Wendy Hoke Evendine. She lives in Hamburg, New York. And in case you were curious, Hamburg, New York picked up 84.5 inches of that extra half inch is really important. Yeah, of snow this week. And Wendy, your family has been working nonstop to dig out, right?
Absolutely. I've been so proud of my husband, Ed, and my son, Matthew. Not only have they been clearing our roof and our driveway, but working to help the neighbors clear paths to their homes and providing the snow blower and a roof rake, which was in high demand, and some hands to help out because some of our neighbors are actually waiting for contractors to come in because they actually do have cracks in some of their ceilings and that that they're concerned about.
Yeah, that's bad news. Now, a lot of folks, we've been hearing about travelers becoming stranded. One of those travelers stranded was one of your friends named Robin, right?
Yeah, a colleague of mine came in Monday to do some work here in town, and she got stranded all week at the local hotel. And the thing that was kind of frightening was that food was very scarce there, so they all got together and got to know one another and found a local store that was open and walked there, brought some supplies back to the hotel. They worked hard together to, clear the cars. I do know they did find a little time for fun, as someone apparently had a Wii, and they're having a Wii tournament. But the good news is that with all their hard work, when the thruway opened on Friday, they took one last group picture and they out headed home to get on their own.
All right, thank you so much, Wendy. We appreciate your time this morning and for all that banding together. And we love to see that. It really gets you in the Thanksgiving spirit, right, Alex?
It certainly does, no doubt about it. And one of the things in the Thanksgiving mode is travels, right? And there's the plane Step out of the way. This thing's just flying pretty low, right? All right, well, looking pretty good here across the nation right now. We've got a lot of green dots. And those green dots pretty much indicate no travel delays out there for you, again, at the moment. But again, that may change here for us here out of the airports because we have some rain spreading its way into the West Coast, including down around San Francisco. You'll see some of that. That could slow things down for a period. And then we'll see storms. We're already seeing it across the southern plains, but we expect it to expand and potentially become severe in parts of Texas and along the Gulf Coast. So those will be some areas to watch for potential delays later today. Okay?
Okay, Alex, let's talk about the Thanksgiving travel because right now we may not have any problems, but that's a changing as we get closer to the big turkey day. Let's talk about what's happening. We are going to see a low that develops. This is right over the Great Lakes. The subsequent wow, tongue-tied this morning. That's where we unleash that cold air. It's allowed to plow south, and that's going to be one of our triggers for some snow in the upper Midwest. So you're seeing that Wednesday into Turkey Day. And then as we get into the latter part of the week as well in the Northeast, we have a little bit of a setup that's going to be questionable. So why is this questionable? Well, because our computer models and kind of the guidance on this all over the place, not in good agreement on what exactly is going to happen with this low that develops off the coast of the Carolinas. If it moves closer to shore, we could see a snow out along 95, but if it's a little farther out to sea, conditions will be much better. You actually see a little bit of sun on Turkey Day. So that's a little bit of a question mark as far as your Thanksgiving travel is concerned.
Today, I'll show you some ways to get more out of your Thanksgiving meal.
And I'll show you the best way to nap.
When buying fresh green beans, look for this snap. That means they're really fresh.
And this snap means you're really napping.
Now, with your delicious Butterball turkey from Walmart, roast it upside down for the first hour.
Do this for the first hour.
Then flip it.
Ditto.
For the juiciest turkey yet.
Next, oh, never mind.
Walmart has everything you need for your Thanksgiving meal at unbeatable prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher.
Each year, 17 billion toilet paper tubes are thrown away. Enough to fill the Empire State Building. Twice. Toss the tube for good with Scott Naturals Tube Free.
Black Friday savings start right now. So let's open the door to low prices. Yeah, wide open. Let's hurry and save on appliances here and here. From top to bottom. Shop the biggest names and the season's best savings. Let's open up new possibilities with Black Friday prices. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get this Maytag or GE washer, your choice, at just $3.99.
Furnishing your home is a little bit like cooking. Everyone has their own style. My next door neighbor, for instance, she likes things spicy. My best friend, she's into natural organic greens. And Lazy Boy makes all of it. Really. As in Lazy Boy recliner, Lazy Boy. Everything. But the food. I made the food. Tastes pretty good.
The Black Friday sale on now. 0% interest for 36 months.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Family. They're the ones who keep us warm inside, making us smile on a rough day. A part of our memories, both small and big. And through the years, natural gas appliances are there for you, just like family. Extend your family with reliable, energy-saving natural gas appliances and get up to $1,750 cash back when you switch. Florida Public Utilities. Feel the love.
This is all about being the woman you want to be.
You are a diamond in the rough. What is it that you want to do in life?
House of DVF, brand new Sundays, only on E!
Bell's is your holiday headquarters for all your favorite Florida brands like Guy Harvey, Columbia, Salt Life, and Tervis. Celebrate the wonder of the holidays only at Bell's.
And even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
Sundays this winter. Get down now! Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9, premiering December 7th on The Weather Channel.
Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We are out in the lab, and that's because we have a risk of severe weather today. Now, it's the secondary severe season. You were mentioning that earlier. So, folks, I mean, you may have brought down your guards, started thinking about winter, but not quite yet.
Yeah, you know, we're still in this sort of transition zone, very much like March, when we're kind of battling between cold and warm. And the Gulf is still very warm coming off the summer. Temperatures are up to near 80 degrees in a lot of the Gulf of Mexico. So as air flows in from the Gulf of Mexico, there's a lot of energy, a lot of warm and humid air that's available to developing thunderstorms. Then we've got a pretty vigorous upper low that is getting ready to come across the state, and that's going to be the driver. That's going to be the upper forcing mechanism. And with that, the wind field's increasing a little bit. We're getting some stronger low-level wind later today, and then mid-level winds and upper-level winds coming out of a different direction. So because of that wind shear, where we've got enough instability, there could be some supercell storms that rotate and possibly produce tornadoes, large hail, and damaging wind. Right now, not a lot of coverage, but we expect this area to grow today right along the 35 corridor, and so we'll likely see a big complex of storms developing and coming up through Killeen and Waco and then getting up into the Metroplex. Now, in that area, because we're going to see a lot of coverage of storms, it's going to be more stable, but we'll see a big pool of cool air growing from underneath those storms, and that big pool of cool air is going to fire up new storms. So we'll get a big complex, most likely, that comes across 45 later tonight. And then down in here, Hill Country and southward across I-10 down 37. That's where, if there are individual cells, they may really begin to spin up, and we could see a couple of tornadoes. So that'll be something to watch out for from Corpus and then right up towards Houston. So the isolated tornado threat, obviously something we're watching in the overnight hours, of course, incredibly dangerous. But what about hail or damaging winds? Are those problems as well? Yeah, I think damaging wind is going to be the main problem with these storms. We could get some hail and, again, possibly some tornadoes, especially here where the instability is greatest. Now, obviously, as you get into the overnight hours, we don't have as much in the way of instability, so you've got probably mostly a damaging wind threat, but there could be little spin up. Sometimes when you see a little kink in the line like that, you can get a little spin up there. So that'll be something to watch for. And then that area of storms will move over into Lake Charles and Alexandria tomorrow morning, get over into New Orleans and up through Mississippi by the middle of the day tomorrow. So there's the timing for Houston, and looking at a strong wind and hail threat and a chance of a tornado 4 on the Torcon. Then beyond that, some stronger storms in northwest Florida. Not a real high severe threat in Atlanta, but there could be some stronger storms in the Carolinas come Sunday, especially the eastern part of the Carolinas. So a multi-day event. That's something that we're keeping an eye on throughout your entire weekend. Make sure you're paying attention to Carl Parker here and the Weather Channel before you make those weekend plans. Alex? All right, thanks so much, guys. And we head to the Midwest. A bit of a soggy start to things here for us. We're looking live now at Chicago as well as Indy. Got some wet streets there for you in Chicago with some light rain that's been sort of hovering around. And we'll be looking for some of this rain to linger into the beginning part of the week as well. How about the rest of the nation? Well, let's take you through it. 7-day forecast time.
We'll start you off with today, and there's some of that wet weather there that we'll see in the Midwest. This morning, we've already found some issues there across lower Michigan with some freezing rain, so take it easy and slow this morning before things start to warm up and we get a chance to see things go back over to liquid rain. Western half of the country, it's a mess. We got the West Coast dealing with rain, through the interior, a bit of snow to deal with there. And then as we move into tomorrow, there's that zone of red, the severe threat all along the Gulf Coast. Northeast, though, we'll round out our weekend on a really nice note. 52 degrees in New York. Not too cold, not hot for sure. Just about sort of November-ish, right? But it's all wet here in the Great Lakes and the Midwest. We're talking about rain across the Ohio River Valley. And then on Monday for you, we'll watch colder air begin to seep on in. That comes into the upper Midwest, western Great Lakes region. That brings us the chance for some wintry weather. So a brief thaw-out period, and that changes quickly next week as colder air comes in. Tuesday for you now, southeast coast of Florida. That's where things will be wet. Temperature-wise in Miami, 82 degrees. That's where you want to be if you want to warm up. But you've got showers and storms to deal with. And then on Wednesday, busy travel day. Things could get interesting up and down the East Coast. We'll have to monitor an area of low pressure, where it tracks. It will depend on what we deal with here on the East Coast. So keep a track on things there. And then in the Great Lakes, again, more snow. That continues into our Thanksgiving Turkey Day. We'll be seeing the flakes flying around Cleveland, Pittsburgh as well. But 60 in Dallas, we'll take that for your Thanksgiving. Kate?
Alex, breaking now, a big earthquake in Japan, the epicenter in Nagano. Right now, the seismic intensity was on the lower 6 on the 7-point scale. Damage likely happened at about 8:08 a.m. Eastern Time. Felt in Tokyo for a full 30 seconds. More to come.
Black Friday deals are here early, which means it's time to start saving on tools and gifts at Lowe's. Hurry in now for $100 off this Cobalt Mechanics tool set and $150 off this DeWalt NiCad combo kit. Don't miss out on the year's best deals at Lowe's.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it, fight it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia, efinaconazole 10% topical solution, is a prescription medicine proven to treat fungal infections of the toenails. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Fight it! Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Simply type in a name and follow the Ancestry leaf far into your family's past. A past filled with stories that intrigue and inspire. And in doing so, reveal the one unique, improbable, and completely remarkable path that led to you. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Nourished. Rescued. Protected. Given new hope. During the Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru owners feel it too. Because when you take home a new Subaru, we donate $250 to helping those in need. We'll have given $50 million over 7 years. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
From I wonder what it is to you'll never guess. Everything from LL Bean is backed by the same rock-solid guarantee. So while they keep guessing, you know that we'll take it back or replace it. LL Bean, guaranteed to please.
This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this!
Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tomorrow night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Ready, set, travel.
More than 46 million Americans hopping on planes, trains, automobiles, and the buses to head home for a turkey dinner with all the trimmings. But first, they'll have to fight through a nasty weather smorgasbord being dished out by Mother Nature.
It's 1:30 as Weather Center Live rolls on. I'm Kate Parker.
And I'm Alex Walls. Now, dangerous weekend ahead as well. Numerous danger zones out there. Severe weather and the threat of tornadoes. That's one of the top stories.
The other two top stories that we have going on, the risk of ice and the fact that ice is already coming down and accidents being reported because of it in the upper Midwest. And in western New York, a flood threat from that melting epic snow. So the flakes have stopped falling but the huge piles of snow remain in western New York.
And our Reagan Medji is live in Aurora. Good morning to you, Reagan. How are the homeowners doing getting rid of, just a tremendous amount of snow there?
Well, I can tell you're probably burning a lot of calories out here. We got Kate and we got Michael. And as you see, Kate is using a garden hoe just to get through the snow. And Michael, come over here. Look what happened here. His shovel broke. You see that? Because of the weight of the snow. And this is basically what they're dealing with. All of this snow. You see how high it is? I'm 5'3", 5'4". I'm going to lie, 5'4". And I'm about 125 pounds. And if you see this, this is packed. So this is even tougher to get through. I'm joined now by Mike Murphy. Let me get him right now. You see what he's doing to remove his snow? This is high stuff. So let me get him really quickly. Come on over here, Mike. So he's going to tell us basically what's going on here with him. Now, he's actively removing the snow like we've been talking about all day. So what is your main concern with this snow? Because rain is on the way.
Well, I feel like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse have showed up. I got snow out the kazoo. I'm worried about my roof coming in. We got flooding promised, and I got 22 people coming for Thanksgiving dinner.
That's right, because 46 million Americans are going to hit the road, try to get to where they need to be. And have you been even able to go to the grocery store?
Well, we went a lot last week, but we ate it all. So now we got to go again.
So the roof, have you heard anything? Because I'm hearing there's people are hearing cracks or hearing cracking, seeing cracks. What are you experiencing right now with your roof? As we can pan up there on that roof, you can see the icicles forming. You got the cake of just snow piled on top of the roof. What are you experiencing when you're inside of your home right now?
A little creaky. So we hang out the windows with brooms and shovels and knock as much off as we can. And I got a young man coming to help me shovel the roof a little later.
Okay, so now sometimes you have, I hear the roof rakes that you can get, but the issue, do you have a roof rake?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been using it?
Yeah, yes. That's how I got that off.
Okay, the roof rake basically is a long rake, but the issue, which we're probably going to face with, and if I'm right with this, come with me, it's heavier snow. So even to get this off, watch my hand, see? Getting this off, this is also on the roof. Come here, Mike. Is this also this right here? See how this goes? Now, I have some strength, but come on. Is this what it's like to get off the roof?
That's why I'm going to wait till it warms up a little to get the snow rake out. Yes, that's exactly what it's like on the roof. And it's heavy.
And here's another thing I want to mention. You don't have it as bad as some homes. You see those icicles up there? Some icicles, it seems like it's thawing. So you see there's like a shelving action going on, and some homes have it curved around. Yeah. The ice shelf. And we're going to move this way. If you can see the ice shelf next door, see that right there, that brown house. If we back up, I don't know if you can see how the shelving is. Some places have icicles that go down. Now, Mike, are you concerned? And I would be concerned with the icicles. Are you afraid they're going to bust out windows?
Absolutely. We try to get as many of them as we can out the windows. Yardsticks, shovels, brooms, anything. As they form, we knock them off the best we can.
So when
he's in Florida. I don't know if he's lucky or not.
So the homeowner next door is in Florida. At this point, have you called him? Does he know what's going on? If not, he does now if he's watching the Weather Channel. So what are you gonna? Are you gonna help him or are you not? Has he even contacted you?
No, but he's got children in the area, so good luck, Don, if you're watching.
All right, so there you have it. And that snow we're talking here, this is West Seneca, and we talked about just how heavy it is. It's going to rain this afternoon, starting at noon, everybody, so make sure you get those storm drains along the road clear. And it's heavy snow. I'm actually going to go back because I saw this before. So we talked about the heavy snow. I'm going to toss this away. You can hear me, right? So you see the shelving? This is what it's like. And again, I'm 125 pounds. I'm going to try to jump this like I'm in a Tough Mudder. Imagine 125 pounds, full force going in, and this is all you get? Come on. So this is West Seneca, New York. This is how much snow has been falling. And, this is going to be days. They've got people coming for Thanksgiving, 46 million Americans heading on the roads. Good luck, West Seneca. We're here, but we're hoping that this snow will melt slowly for you. Back to you.
Reagan, how about an epic live shot? That's what we just saw there. Epic live coverage of what exactly is going on as people try and recover from the epic snowfall that we saw in western New York. But now to add on top of that, we've got rain in the forecast. Unfortunately, we also have some freezing rain in the forecast. In fact, take a look at what we've been seeing. Grand Rapids, you've now transitioned into rain, but earlier in Kentwood, we did get the reports of freezing rain causing several accidents. And so we were monitoring for those. Please be careful out on the roads. The good news is you are improving with conditions there. If you're in Columbus, give it another hour or so. You should be up in the 32-degree range. You should transition into more rain rather than freezing rain. Cleveland, you're still in that freezing rain as well. Detroit, you'll notice that you've got about 30 degrees right now, icing conditions there as well. So this rain tracking off to the east, freezing rain, a much bigger issue for us in spots. We're going to continue to watch those problems because that is going to be a big issue for us. Freezing rain advisory in effect. It actually has been dropped for several places. You can see here where we don't have the pink anymore, and then back here farther to the west, we used to have the freezing rain advisories there. Not any longer. Chicago, you're still under one. Erie, you're definitely under one. Pittsburgh, you're under a freezing rain advisory at this point. Traverse City, you've just been dropped out of it. That's thanks to the warming of the day and the fact that we're starting to get a little bit of that rain on the back end of this. So what does that track out like? What does that look like as we go throughout the remainder of your morning? Well, Erie, you still could see some of that freezing precipitation, and we could still see some of that in western New York. And the rain on top of that snow adds to the weight on the roofs, causing major concerns. And then you've got the snow melt on top of that because temperatures are going to be heating up, so you could see some flood concerns there. Detroit, you're going to be making it up into the 30s today, so you are going to be warming up. We are hearing reports, though, that the airport in Detroit is closed due to icing conditions, and there are no flights coming in or out at this time. They are working on the runway. This is something that we've been watching throughout the last couple of hours. That's when your freezing rain started, and obviously that sticks on everything it hits. Runways, on planes, trains, and automobiles. You get it on everything when the freezing rain hits, and that's always incredibly dangerous. What else is dangerous is the severe weather that we have going on. Let's go over to Alex for that.
Let's track it here for us. We're actually going to work our way to Norman, Oklahoma, where we've been dealing with some thunderstorms, staying below severe limits, but nonetheless some thunder boomers out there for you. We'll be watching parts of the southern plains, Texas, Gulf Coast over the next few days as that threat for the severe weather ramps up. So let's track it here for you. Our weekend's storm threat. Now, right now, we're finding some of the storms, and there you are. See across parts of Oklahoma, not too far from Oklahoma City, working down 35, seeing some storms there again, mainly staying below severe limits. And a few more storms that have gotten going here this early morning, working now just south of the Austin area. That'll try to work its way on in with the next hour or so. And that's going to be the general zone that we really watch closely for the potential for maybe tornadic activity. Torcon values in Waco, San Antonio, and Austin in the 3 to 4 range. And we're generally talking later this afternoon into the evening, so that time frame where the best chance for tornadic activity will be. So anywhere in the red today, we're concerned with that risk for severe storms. We'll continue that opportunity as we move into tonight, spreading along the Gulf Coast. Houston towards New Orleans, watching for that risk for severe storms. Damaging wind, probably the main risk, but hail and a few isolated tornadoes cannot rule that out. And tomorrow, things shifting a little bit farther on off towards the east. So now's the time to know what you're going to do when those storms strike.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fact. When you take Advil, you get relief right at the site of pain, wherever it is. Advil stops pain right where it starts. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Fact. Advil liquid gels are faster on tough pain than extra-strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil. Available at Walmart.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keeffe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Rich, chewy caramel, rolled up in smooth milk chocolate.
Let me know if this gets too hot.
Rolo, get your smooth on.
Chex Party Mix. Easy 15-minute homemade recipes you just pop in a microwave, like caramel chocolate drizzles. Happier holidays. Chex Party Mix.
19 years ago, we thought, wow, how is there no way to tell the good from the bad? So we gave people the power of the review. And now Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. You can easily buy and schedule services from top-rated providers. Conveniently stay up to date on progress and effortlessly turn your photos into finished projects with our SnapFix app. Visit angieslist.com today.
This holiday season, remember to give back to your companions. Petco has thousands of gifts on sale, like free holiday spa upgrades when you buy a full-service bath or groom. Plus, earn 5% back with Pals Rewards. Joy, love, pets. Petco.
I've been out there most of my life. You name it, I've hooked it. But there's one that's always eluded me. Thought I had it in the blizzard of '93. Never even came close. Sometimes I actually think it's mocking me. What?
Audi, proud sponsor of the U.S. ski team.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do.
You seem nice.
I haven't seen this before.
There's never been a time where the North Pole couldn't keep up.
Nice of the owner to let us use his factory.
These WeatherTech people make pretty good elves. For people.
This holiday, give WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Check out all of our automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. Complete protection, completely American made. WeatherTech.com.
Hey! You got a set for the sleigh?
Only Florida's Natural is 100% grown and squeezed right here in Florida by the same folks that own the company.
Taxi!
Where to?
West 76th Street.
We bring that straight from the Grove taste from us, the orange juice growers, to you, the orange juice lovers. And you can taste it in every glass. Florida's Natural. Great taste, naturally.
Breaking right now, a big earthquake in Japan, the epicenter in Nagano Prefecture. The strongest shaking was in and around the city of Nagano itself, but the seismic intensity clocked in on a low 6 on the 7-point Shindo scale. Now, damage is likely. We don't have any reports of that at this time. The original quake happened at 8:08 a.m. Eastern time. It was felt as far away as Tokyo for 30 seconds, and then just minutes ago at 8:27 Eastern time, an aftershock was felt of about 4.0 4.4 on that 7-point scale. So a pretty tremendous aftershock, to say the least, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we work our way back stateside, and issues here for travels. Detroit Metro Airport closed, and that's because of icy conditions out there for us. Now, the airport officials are telling us that no flights are coming in or out. And again, it's all thanks to this moisture coming into a pretty cold air mass. Crews, though, are working on the runway. Now, the holidays and holiday travel are here, and the airlines and airports will be battling all kinds of wintry weather, including ice and snow. Sam Champion explores the wow behind the weather in today's Brainstorm.
When ice forms on the body of an airplane, it can be trouble. Even a layer as thin as a grain of salt can affect a plane's aerodynamics. The upward force that maintains altitude, called lift, can be reduced by 30%. That effectively has the same impact as adding the weight of 2 school buses. To counter this, airlines de-ice their planes with a glycol solution that has a freezing point more than 80 degrees lower than water. And it's not just in the air. If there's ice on the ground during landing, the coefficient of friction, or stickiness, between the landing gear and the runway can drop by 60%, requiring more distance to land. Even just a ½ an inch of slush can increase the landing distance by a length equivalent to about 7 city blocks. For a major airport like O'Hare or JFK to get back up to normal operating speed, as many as 8 runways and 25+ miles of taxiways must be cleared. For just a foot of snowfall, that can add up to 30 million cubic feet of snow, or about the weight of an average-sized cruise ship. Sam Champion, the Weather Channel.
So Thanksgiving is this Thursday, and for most of us, it's a time when families gather together, relax, and reflect over the year that has passed. But Thanksgiving can be quite different for Tad Agolia and his First Response Team of America. Maria LaRosa explains why.
The First Response Team of America has spent the last 2 Thanksgiving holidays helping victims of severe weather rebuild their lives after historic storms. Last year, they responded to the deadliest tornado outbreak to hit Illinois in the month of November.
I have been humbled and amazed by the response.
And in 2012, long after Superstorm Sandy wreaked havoc on the East Coast, they remained on Long Island, clearing away the wreckage.
I don't know if they realized how much they really helped us out. For us, it was a godsend.
It's work that takes them away from their families for long stretches of time, and often at a moment's notice.
It doesn't matter whether it's a birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, if a storm hits, the First Response Team has to travel.
There's a lot of unknowns. It's very uncertain as far as when something's going to happen, how long you're going to be gone, when you're going to be back.
While the team sometimes spends up to 9 months a year on the road assisting at storm sites,
keep going.
During Thanksgiving, their absence cuts a little deeper into close-knit families left at home.
There are times when we really do miss Tim, especially if he's away on a holiday. But you know it's a good cause. You know there's people that really need him.
But no matter how far from home they may be on Thanksgiving, the team is never truly alone.
We meet so many wonderful people along the way that we become part of other families, and we'll never be without a place to enjoy Thanksgiving dinner.
This Thanksgiving, the team hopes to be out of the rubble and at home with their families. But as always, they will be ready to hit the road and serve others. And for that, storm survivors can be grateful.
Thank you! Well, the snow in western New York has piled on up.
Absolutely. So how much does it all sort of weigh and how much does it all amount to? We'll find out coming up next. And we'll also compare to one of our furry friends.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, Glory, Ram.
Everyone sees the same sky. But when we look up, we see something amazing. This winter, you've got to watch the Weather Channel mornings.
It's going to have wide-ranging impacts.
Winter storms are too important to cover in just a few minutes.
It's going to be brutal for a lot of people.
Because it's not just about your forecast.
That's why those temperatures stay cold.
Look at this! Listen to that!
See this winter like never before. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under cloudy skies with windy conditions. Today, windy with thunderstorms. High 78. Winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Tonight, thunderstorms. Low 73. Chance of rain 80%. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
To kill germs deep in my mouth, I used to think a mouthwash had to burn. Then I went pro with Crest Pro Health mouthwash.
It's scientifically proven to kill 99% of germs, so you move to a healthier mouth from day one.
No pain, all gain.
Go pro with Crest Pro Health.
It's just not the holidays until the lights come on. So stop by your neighborhood Ace for select lights on sale for $5.99 and $17.99. Make Ace your holiday connection.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Under the roof of a home or business, damage can happen. When it does, turn to the specialists who put help in the palm of your hand. The Ready app and emergency response plans from 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
It's the La-Z-Boy Black Friday sale, our biggest event of the season. Beat the rush and save on an amazing selection of great-looking styles. Laid-back recliners and chairs, stylish sofas and love seats, with incredible savings throughout the store, plus special financing available. Shop early and save big on unbeatable quality and comfort. The Black Friday sale. Let the shopping begin. La-Z-Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Breaking wind and average fleece. Breaking wind and Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. Duluth Trading Shoreman's fleece. 3 gust bust.
With the wrong wiper blades, you could be on the road to trouble. But with Michelin Stealth wiper blades, with industry-leading SmartFlex technology and clog-free Smart Hinge exterior, you can see clear for the road ahead. Michelin Stealth, a better way forward.
Living with diabetes, it's really important for me to take care of my skin. It's a schedule. It's must do every day.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 9 out of 10 saw noticeable improvement in just 1 hour. Dry skin is under control.
Gold Bond really works.
At the Watershed, we believe in recovery. We believe that every alcoholic and addict deserves the opportunity to be healed. Our team of addiction professionals will address the underlying causes of your addiction while treating you with dignity and respect. We've helped thousands of patients recover from this seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Addicts can recover. Addicts do recover. No matter how hopeless the situation seems, the time to get help is now. Call the Watershed today.
6704 for a free buyer's guide. That's 1-800-805-6704.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. The all-new season continues Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
The 80 inches of snow that has fallen in western New York is taking its toll on the city of Hamburg. You know it's bad when the snow plows are getting stuck, but that high loader on the left side of your screen came to the rescue and was able to free the truck. That's thanks to Christina Whipple for sending us that video. And a lot of videos like that coming out because this snow has been tremendous. But it's not just that. We're also now contending with freezing rain.
Yeah, it's been life freezing rain around the Detroit metro area. And actually, they've shut down the airport for the time being because of all that freezing rain. It's not a whole lot of it, but it doesn't take a lot to cause a lot of problems. It's now moving out of southeastern Michigan and coming across eastern parts of Ohio and getting into western Pennsylvania. In these areas, it's generally going to be less than 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. So with that amount of accumulation, you don't tend to have much in the way of power outages, but certainly you can have a lot of problems on the road, so that really is going to be the worry going forward. All right, let's talk about the advisories that are now in effect. These are all the freezing rain advisories. We've got them around Chicago and Michigan. A lot of those are going to go away by the middle of the day today, but they linger a little bit longer than that in parts of Ohio and also in Pennsylvania. And stepping forward into the middle of this upcoming week, of course, Wednesday is going to be a really big travel day, and the models are all over the place as to what will happen going into the Mid-Atlantic region. So this is the GFS model. What it is showing is wet weather coming across the Carolinas and then lifting up and along the coast, but not really on the coast. And so not much impact in this scenario in that very heavily populated 95 corridor there in the Northeast. And then that low moves on out between Wednesday and Thanksgiving Day in this model's estimation. Now, the European model, which, as you know, is a very good model, often outdoes the GFS model. Not always, but it often does. The European model is showing something very different. Now, I will caution you, the European model has also been very different from run to run. So when you've got a big difference between the models and then you've got a big difference from run to run within one model, that's not a very encouraging sign. That means it's sort of low confidence at this point as to what exactly is going to happen. But it is interesting nonetheless, and something we'll want to continue to watch very carefully. So what this model is showing is a stronger low coming in and along that 95 corridor, and that could mean snow right along 95 interior parts of the Northeast late on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, and then also going through the day on Thursday on Thanksgiving. So we'll continue to watch the model trends. And of course, we've also been following this story in Buffalo with the tremendous amount of snow there. One of the worst lake effect snowstorms we've ever seen in western New York State. 88 inches of snow on the high end. And if you're to melt that down, what you end up with is 5 inches of liquid equivalent over the same area. Now, we're going to add some rain to this area. We've got some rain coming in. It's most likely going to be under an inch, but it's certainly not going to help. There's a tremendous amount of weight in that water that is on top of the roofs. And when we add rain to that, it's going to soak that rain in, and so there's going to be an ongoing concern about the roofs there in Buffalo and also about the possibility of flash flooding. Alex, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Carl. And as Carl mentioned, 88 inches. That was the top of Mount there for us in western New York. But, I mean, what is 88 inches? Most of us have never seen that. We'll never see that. So to sort of relate it to us, we got Big Bird here. We're all sort of familiar with Big Bird. Big Bird is 8 feet tall. Well, 88 inches almost covers Big Bird, 7 feet 4 inches there. So Big Bird just sneaking up over all of that snow. Now, of course, in and around the Buffalo area, we were also dealing with some pretty big issues here. In fact, if you take sort of the snow around the Buffalo area, about 4 feet of snow, and Kate, you're joining me here. Yeah. That's a ton of snow, right?
Yeah, 4 feet of snow. What does that look like as far as how much moisture that is, how much water that is? We're talking about over 450,000 acres. And that's the equivalent of how many gallons of water, Alex?
You
Can you count
commas?
that high? I can't count that high.
32 billion,
yeah.
695,639,000 gallons of water.
Which is over 50,000 Olympic-sized pools.
So
that's quite a lot.
I would say
a lot of snow.
Insane amount of snow. And again, this is one of those once-in-a-lifetime sort of events for a lot of those folks there in western New York. They're used to the snow, but that much
is tremendous.
Insane.
Everybody equating it back to the 77 blizzard, and they're saying, hey, you know what? This one is worse from what I can recall. So it's going down in the history books, that's for sure.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Of course, more Weather Center Live next with Bonnie Schneider and Paul Goodwin.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under cloudy skies with windy conditions.